What is going on YouTube? SciGuy29 coming at you here for just a quick video. Some things that have been rolling around in my head. Yesterday, I had the opportunity to meet my daughter. She lives about a little over 2 hours, by about 2 hours and 50 minutes away up in northeast Iowa. Had some things that she needed. She left at home. So I met her about halfway and gave her those things. And on that trip, I had a chance to do a lot of thinking. The Vikings were on, but God, did they play terrible yesterday. So I listened to part of that and then just couldn't listen anymore. So started having some things roll around in my head. And one of the things was kids in the hobby. And I teach third grade. And this year's really tough because I only have one kid that collects cards. I only have about 3 kids in my class that pay any attention to sports whatsoever, which for me is hard. I coach 2 different sports in the school system that I teach in. I've coached 4 sports overall since I've been here. It's been a big part of my life, and it's just sad to see kids that aren't connected. And part of that is where I live. Part of that is the times I think we're in. I've talked on previous videos, mentioned several times, how almost impossible it is to find cards where I live. We have a convenience store in town that I've found them at one time in the last probably 4 years. Everything else doesn't carry them. They just don't. And I've talked to managers and tried to see if that could change, but from a distributing standpoint, it just isn't going to happen anytime soon. So one of the cool things though about the YouTube community is having the chance to see all sorts of channels. And what I love about that is there's some great channels that involve kids in the hobby. Some are father-son duos, and I'm going to touch on them here in a little bit. Some are the kids themselves mainly doing it. You know, I think Brody the Kid is probably one that kind of started all that. You know, was one of the first ones I run into. But one of my favorites though is MP Fox and his son. I just love the excitement he has. You can just tell the bond between father and son there is incredible, and to see them to really enjoy it together is great, because that's to me what it's really all about. I never quite got that with my son. He'd go with me, he'd look at stuff, but it just never connected with him. So another one is Dustin and Blake. Shout out to the Twins and Vikings fans there. Gotta love that. They show up on a pretty regular basis doing things together. Barnstormer baseball cards is another. I've not seen much from them recently. I haven't had as much time to kind of look through my subs either. So if they're still out there, I hope so. You know, very family friendly oriented, doing stuff together kind of thing. Of course, you have Up North Collectors in a little different category. You know, being the older son kind of thing. One of the newer ones I've found, 4-leaf cards. I've been watching them here for the last, and that's not an always thing, but it's always good to see Little Leaf get on there, and they did a Pack Wars the other day. I noticed that one. Another one is Hockey Cards Official. Some younger guys that I like their channel. I just wish they didn't spend so much time talking about money. Just enjoy the darn hobby. But the one I really wanted to bring up right now is Junior Baseball Fanatic 12. Just complete excitement, just loves it. He does most of his videos with his mom and dad, has a family Pack Wars that I love watching, and they have a theme to that. You know, like the one, you know, during the playoffs, it might be the 2 playoff teams, or World Series, it was whoever had the most cards in their packs from those teams won. Just some fun stuff like that where they're truly just enjoying the hobby. And they talk about, you know, how a good card, and you can tell there's money tone to that, but it's not the focus. And I started thinking about this after I'd stopped at a Walmart to pick something else up for my classroom. And thought, well, what do you have to do? You have to check. You never know. And I was somewhat surprised. Stopped in a town about a half hour away that was on the way. And baseball, all they had was Gallery. They had 2 blasters and a fat pack of Gallery. Did not pick that up. they had one pack of a score football, I think. It was a base football of some sort, and that's not for me. They did have some things I was looking for. They had some fat packs of Upper Deck hockey. I'm going to open that up in a little bit. But the thing that I really thought about that kind of connected with the kids was, okay, so here's 26 cards. It was $6. Okay? But I also picked up this, and this is a 2019-20 Parkhurst hockey box. Now you're thinking, oh, that's a blaster box. Big deal. Well, this blaster box contains 120 cards. Okay? For less than 3 times this, basically. For about the same. Okay? So you can get 120 cards, or you can get less than 90. Okay? 120 cards out of this is going to get you, I think it's a 320 base card set with some really cool looking inserts. I'm going to show you that, what I mean by it, and just, let's see. I opened a few of these yesterday. My daughter was running late. And then there's a pretty big difference in the cards. But, a base card, here's an Elias Lindholm with the Flames. And it's a pretty basic card. And here's the back with Jason Dickinson. Or Dixon, which is it? Dickinson, that's what I thought. But some of the inserts are kind of cool. This is just a silver Jack Eichel. It's got the nice shine. They've got the Hailstorm insert that I really think has got some cool cards. And don't get me wrong, I love Upper Deck hockey. I'm going to open this baby up right now, see what's in there. I did have one other pack that I already opened. I did hit a young gun. Mikhail Brendan or something like that, goalie for the Canucks. Not obviously who I was looking for, but, just to see the difference in the cards. These are some great looking photos. So that's who do we got? Rickard Rockel there. A little Shea Weber. I just love the photography. I listened to a podcast on hockey collecting called the Puck Junk Podcast. Sal Berry and I can never think of his real name. His Twitter handle is the real DFG. I can't. Sorry guys if you see this, I can't think of it. But these are. Sal kept talking about one of his favorite things with this, and I agree with him completely. Is the full bleed pictures. You see the skates. He talked about where does the action take place in hockey? It's on the ground, but rarely how often do you see that? But so many of these cards are that way. I'm not going to show you everything. We'll skip to see if I got anything good in it. I just love their goalie cards. Here's the Mikko Koskinen goalie cards. I got so many are cool looking like that. Oh, we did get a canvas. We got a Matt Zuccarello canvas. One of the subsets that I just absolutely love in Upper Deck hockey. So one of the things I'm trying this year, there is a regional issue out of Canada made by Upper Deck at Tim Hortons. And I'm going to have a special video hopefully later this week coming out on that to go through some of those. But loving my hockey. I was glad to find that. I did find a tin. Normally I don't buy the tins. But Connor McDavid was on. So I went ahead and bought one of those. Just a minute. Little whinies for Scotty tradition there. But just wanted to give a shout out to those family and kid-oriented channels that are truly loving the hobby for what I think it should be, and that's just enjoyment. So remember, Cy Guy says, collect what you love what you collect. Till next time.